Welcome Jagannath sir to the live. Yes, now you are I can see you and hear you. So
Great,
sorry,
awesome.
so sorry for the technical problem.
No worries, no worries. Even I was also facing something, then I checked my internet and now I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
now it is fine.
yes, so I was talking about target audience, right? You said that how specific.
Hmm.
So what I meant to say is that the more specific you go, the more meaningful and the more stronger your growth is as a brand. But if you go very generic, then
Hmm.
people are going to see that, your brand is not very in depth, it's very shallow, it's not, it's not really going into the depth. Like I gave an example for women, like life coaching for women, right? When we look at women, there are women who are coming from different backgrounds. There are women who want different things from life, right? We have people who want to work, we have people who want to be homemakers, we have people who want to be mothers, we have people who want to be, they are just newly married and they are getting into something. So we have various people. So if you're going to target a large, crowd like women, what is going to happen is that there's going to be a lot of diluting, that your brand is going to get diluted in the process,
Yes.
right? So we have to be a little more specific with how we actually target the people, right? And that's what, when they say, even when you're, targeting coaches and trainers, or when you're targeting just entrepreneurs or just mothers, it gets very specific, because those people, it's like literally your brand saying, talking to those people and saying, hey, come to me and I will help you. You know, that's the idea of target audience. Yeah. So I hope that answers the question that you had asked me. Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
it answers. You
Super.
have answered it so beautifully, because the more, if we go on a generic pace or base, then our brand, it is going to dissolve somewhere in the process.
Over a
And
period of
when
time.
we,
Yes.
yes, and when we are
Yes.
going specific, it makes a deeper impact on the target audience
Absolutely.
also.
Absolutely.
Super
Absolutely.
awesome.
That's
Thank
how it
you
is.
so much. Yes. Expert optics. You mean to say, do we need to stick to one concept?
Yeah. So, see, the thing is, it's not about one concept. It's about the target audience. You need to profile the people who really need your service or need your product, right? Now, tomorrow, if you have people coming from outside your target audience, like say, for example, if I am dealing with coaches and trainers and somebody who's an entrepreneur or somebody who's, starting something new, for them, if they come in and then they do business with me, I'm okay with that. But the main thing is I need to target a certain crowd so that they can, come back to me and they can work with me. That's what I
Yes.
meant. Yeah.
Superb. So it's not only about the one concept that we are talking about. Concepts can be different, just the audience need to be targeted if you want to stay
Absolutely.
in the game for the
Absolutely.
long run.
Yes.
Superb. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now getting on to my next question, that is some people in the industry, whenever, if any industry is there, some of them, they try to copy others. So
Hmm.
rather than just giving out their own flavor, bringing out their own authenticity, they actually copy other people. So how do you think, what advice would you like to give to such people?
I would just make it very simple. Just be yourself, because when you start copying, you yourself will start losing the your intention. You will start losing your excitement to build your brand because you're not being yourself. Okay. And when and when you start doing that, your every aspect of what you do, whether it's creating, whether it is any kind of skill that you want to build, anything that you want to do in life, it all comes down because you're trying to be like someone. Okay. When you try to be like someone, you lose yourself in the process, and you don't want that to happen. Today you might say that, it's so easy to just copy things from people and just put what they have put. It's very easy to say, but let me tell you, maybe about 3 months, 4 months, 5 months from now, you will go back and you'll say, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Because that is what will set the first impression of your brand. right? So it's always good to be yourself and just do what you feel is right, do what you feel will work in yours, and nobody can be you. So that's one thing that you really need to remember. Yeah.
Awesome. So just be yourself in the chat box. I would love for all of you to please write down, I own myself. I
Awesome.
own myself, because it's the first step that we all are taking towards our authenticity. Because if you try to fit in someone else's world, you can't, like, you will just be like having that mask in front of your face, and you won't bring out that authenticity. So that is just a summary of what all golden nuggets she's sharing. There's one question from Karishma Kadam.
Hmm.
What's your definition for brand, and what brand mean to you?
So I think a brand basically is a form of self-expression that
Hmm.
you design and you create so that people communicate with you in a certain level and in a certain way, right? So as you know that we are human beings, right? Human beings are visual beings. We tend to look, we tend to see, and we tend to hear, we tend to use our senses. So what a brand does is it elevates our senses. It elevates things like, the way we see things. It elevates our visual presence, our self presence, our content presence. It visuals, or it kind of puts all of those together so that we are able to put a point across. So basically branding is like a visual language that you create for your audience. So when they come to you, like, hey, I can connect with this person. Or if they come and they talk to you and they say, hey, I can connect with this person. Why? It's because of your brand, right? Now, if your brand is not strong, then people will come back and say, hey, I don't know much. You might be very good with your service and product, but I'm not sure whether you're the right person for me. So branding, the whole idea of building a brand is also building your energy. It's also building your presence, your personality, your charisma, everything together, working as a package so that people can actually see who's this real person, and they can actually they can understand and learn that, okay, this is what I'm going to be getting from this person. So it's just a form of self-expression, and there's much more than, I would say branding is not just about logo and website. A lot of people think it's just that, but I would definitely want to, change that whole perspective, okay, and take it up to the next level when it comes to your brand.
Super awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope, Karishma, you have got your answer. And others also, to those of you who are listening to us, please give a love emoji in the comment section. It's just a way of we interacting with you, so you know that, we all are having that energy in the room. There's one more question, business with Arpit. How to find that a startup idea is good or bad?
um so I would just make it very simple that if you are starting something, firstly, of course, you need to do a lot of research. That is what is going to get you to understand whether it's even going to work in the market. Give it maybe 90 days, okay, when it comes to the research and every aspect, because a lot of people, what happens is when they don't get a response within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they think it's not working. You need to give some time for a person or for people to respond to your startup. Your idea might be very good for few people, but if you're targeting the wrong audience, probably it will not work, right? Because you're targeting the people who don't need it. But if you target the people who need it and you give it some time and you realize that, okay, I am going to be working with these people because these people are coming to me, they are getting attracted to what my startup idea is, that's when you will be able to see that, okay, maybe this is working. So give it 90 days. Don't think of it that, in 2 to 3 weeks, my startup idea is not working. You have to develop it with research. You have to develop it with asking questions. You have to develop it with a way of saying that, okay, this is my strategy. This is my business strategy. This is how I'm going to move forward. And this is how I'm going to do it. And that's when in time you'll realize whether it's working or not. And let me tell you one more thing with the startup idea. I know that, when after 90 days, you're like, okay, it's not working. So what do I do? Do I, this thing? It's also kind of a learning for us to know that, okay, how far we've come. Okay, because in those 3 months, all the research, everything that you have done, right? When you come back to it, you'll be like, okay, so I did so much. I, actually learned so much from this entire experience. So you learn from the experience as well. So don't lose heart if your startup idea doesn't go well or whatever. I'm telling you, it takes a lot of trial and error to move forward. And the best way to do is to just have faith in the process.
Wow, super awesome. So just have faith in the process. Give it 90 days, that is 3 months, to see whether it
Yes,
is working or not. If it works,
absolutely.
go on with the plan. And if it doesn't work, then just know the lessons, see where all you can implement them, and then just trust in the process and it will start to unfold for you. So thank you so much
Absolutely.
for putting it in such an amazing manner. One more question is there from Karishma. It should has to be logo or in words.
Meaning the brand?
Yes, I think she's asking related to this only.
Okay, so see that it's good to have a logo. I mean, if I hope I'm answering the question the right way, but it's good to have a logo. It's good to have a name logo, and it's also good to have your own logo, because the good thing about that is it kind of forms an impression, right? It kind of, makes you look little more professional and all that. So it's just my thing, of course, everybody's got their own viewpoints on it, but logo is a very small part of branding, but it's also very important, right? So yeah, Karishma, I hope that answers your question. I hope I'm able to answer it, because I don't know, maybe from what I've understood, that's what it is. Yeah. Awesome.
Brand, yes, yes, she's
Okay.
asking related to brand only. So I hope
Okay.
Karishma, you have got your answer and thank you so much for answering it. Now my next question to you is like when someone is working on their brand, when
Hmm.
someone is improving their personal brand, so what do you feel are their top three challenges and how can they overcome?
So I think the top three challenges, one would of course be, which is, I mean, I don't know if it's a challenge really, but one of the key challenges which I've seen that people, go through is procrastination, laziness. Okay, so they feel that, they are lazy to, go ahead and do something to build the brand. They think that, it has to be outsourced. So that's one of the challenge which I feel people should tackle, and it's all in the mind, right? It's all in the mind more than anything else. The second challenge I would probably, kind of see is this whole, again, it's again a limiting belief that, I need to have X number of followers and this many years of experience to start a brand, right? Which I don't agree with, because when you are, when you are starting out as a coach or a trainer or an entrepreneur, whatever that you're planning to do, it's always good to start with building your brand. That's the key thing, right? And without that, you will not get the opportunities from the word go. That is one more thing which I feel, you should be, looking. And I think the third challenge also would be that, that one of the things would be that, probably not focusing on your one niche or your one micro niche, right? Because when you don't focus on your micro niche, what happens is you become very generic. And when you become very generic, a lot of things will not go your way. Okay, and we need to tackle that by actually being very specific with what we do. So it's not just about finding a niche and being happy with it. It's also about how you dominate it, how do you approach it, how do you create services for it, how do you do things for it, because how you treat your niche is completely different from the other person. You might think that, okay, the other person also is doing the same thing. You think I'm the only personal branding expert? No, there are many personal branding experts around, right? And I don't feel threatened, or they don't feel threatened, because they have got their unique way of approaching the topic. It's the same thing. So this is one of the challenges. I think not finding your niche or not sticking to your niche, one is that. Second is, of course, the limiting belief, which I just spoke about. And of course, thirdly is, more of the mindset and, the things like that. So I feel these can be tackled, like procrastination and all that can be tackled. And when people start seeing that personal branding is the need of the hour, that's when, people will change. That's when, that whole thought process will change. So yeah.
Amazing. So I hope all of you who are listening to us, you are able to resonate with these challenges. If any one of you, why is it important for us to know the challenges beforehand? Because when we know them, that's when we can prepare for them. One of my mentors always say that always expect the best, but always prepare for the worst also. So it's
Absolutely,
both the
absolutely.
ways. So
Yes, so true.
thank you so much for answering those questions. One question we have received from Business with Arpit. Sometimes it takes time to research content and also we have to maintain the quality. So how do you think we need to manage it?
So one of the key things when it comes to quality in content is how you, it's basically your expression through words and your voice, right? When you put content out there, you're not putting content just for the sake of it. You're putting content because you want people to start seeing your perspective around that topic, right? That's the idea of it. So when you start doing that, when you start realizing that it's your voice coming out, things like quality and all will not matter. These days, people are putting just simple raw videos online and they're not worried about how beautiful the design looks or how gorgeous the colors look and all. Nobody's looking at that today, right? If you look at even the bigger brands, or you look at the people who are on Instagram and LinkedIn and all that, they don't take so much time to sit and make a post, right? What they do is they just go put a video and they'll say, okay, this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. So what I call personally, when it comes to content, I call one of the key things is called sustainable marketing, which is what I teach in my community as well, right? So when you do sustainable marketing, what happens is that you're doing things that will not make you quit. That's one of the key things over here, right? And when you do that, and when you do various ways of actually doing marketing strategies for your brand, what happens is you'll start seeing that this becomes a part of what you do every single day to build your brand. So I would just sincerely request that when it comes to content or marketing or whatever you do, to maintain the quality, you got to actually take things forward to your next level by making it sustainable, right? There are topics and everything. So that would actually maintain the quality in the long run. Don't try to be like
Yes,
somebody else. Just be yourself. That's all. Bottom line.
yes. And one more tip I would like to add is just do it. So no
Yeah,
matter
just get done
whatever.
with it. Yeah, just
uh,
do it, because that is the best way to put yourself out there. And don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about things like, I don't know, I mean, I things like, oh, what will people think, is it good enough, am I sharing enough? You keep sharing, people will follow you. There'll be some people who will not follow you, and that's okay, right? You'll have some lot of haters, lot of spammers, and then you'll also have the people who will loyally follow you, and that's what you need. So yeah, I hope that gives you that answer, right?
Super awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So, no matter whatever resistance you have, just do it on the principles that she has discussed. Don't focus much on the quality because we have so many a kida in us that is called perfectionism. So,
Yeah,
don't
that's the
try to
biggest
be
kira.
perfect. Yes, super awesome. So now my next question to you is is there any misconceptions that you think people have regarding personal branding?
Yeah, one of the biggest one, which I think I've already mentioned, is this thing of, of course, one is perfectionism, where they feel that, they need to be perfect at
Hmm.
everything and they need to be good and they have to reach a certain level. But I also feel that when it comes to personal branding, there are a lot of people who think that they need to have followers, need to have X number of likes and become an influencer. Only then they will be able to build their brand, right?
Hmm.
I can just give you a little heads up. When I started building my brand, I started from ground zero. Okay, I did not have any followers, nothing. I started from ground zero. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure I do it. Now, followers will come in when you put content, when you share value and all that. But that's not the priority, right? That's a misconception with personal branding. People think that I need to have that many followers. Even when I've had people come for my master classes, I used to do this form. I used to make them, fill up a form or a survey. And one of the key things is, why are you attending the master class, was that I want 1,000 followers. I want 10,000 followers. And I'll be like, where do I get that from? Like, I can't generate that for you. But that's when I had to start to explain that particular thing and tell them that, look, it's not about the followers. There's much more to it. Right. So that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Of course, the other one is that, I need to be good at it. And the other one would be that, I need to have a certification in business, in marketing, in all these different things that people talk about, which is not true. I'll tell you myself, I don't come from any business background. Okay, I have not done any certification in business. I have learned it on the go. and I've learned it hands-on. Of course, with my mentor and my coach and everything, myself, I have been able to build it up. So yeah, anything is possible if you want to make it happen.
Yes, anything is possible once you put your mind into the game. So just don't be that
Yes.
person sitting around the fence. Get into the game and then just see what the magic will happen. So,
Yes, absolutely.
Frit, Fritpreneur Mohit, wow, long time, Diya.
I had a few friends also here. I think there's even Suraj Moon Music. He's also there. And I see a lot of other people also here. Hi, hi everyone. So yeah, I
Super.
mean, people want to learn about personal branding. I guess that's what it is. Yeah.
Yes, and if all of you are inspired from Miss Diya Asrani, please write in the comment section inspired with that love emoticon, because while listening to her, I am getting goosebumps. I am getting so much ideas. So for you also, please do it, because we all are getting inspired from the source of inspiration today. So
Thank you so
now,
much. So cute.
welcome. My next question to you is like, while in the process of building our brand, building our whole personality, working on our career, working on our ambitions, the one of the things that most of the entrepreneurs or coaches or trainers or whatever they actually, criticize them their own self, or what I mean by it
Hmm.
is they don't have time for their own self, so there is nothing called
Correct.
freedom in their life. So I just want to ask you, in the life of an entrepreneur, like, why self love is important, like, is it important or not? What would you suggest?
What do you think my answer is?
Yes, it is always a yes.
Of course it is yes, because see, when we talk about self-love, I mean, of course, when we all want to build our lives, right? We all want to become good at what we do. We all want to be successful in what we do. But the whole thing of this idea of success and consistency and focus and all these buzzwords that we keep using, what happens in the process? We end up losing ourselves. We end up losing our own, feel, our thought process. We end up losing, certain things of how we do things. So many times I've seen coaches and trainers, they come, they want to build their business, they want to do big things, but they forget the other areas of their life, which is not right. I feel that, you need to have all of them balanced. You need to have all of them working with you so that every aspect of your brand or every aspect of your life is growing. And for that, you need to first prioritize yourself a lot. I feel that, when you're not prioritizing, and that's also something, I don't know why this happens with women. Even once upon a time, I used to do the same thing. I never used to prioritize myself when it came to, building a business or building a brand. I said, no, let the people get, everything from, from me. Let me first give whatever I have to give. But I was forgetting that, I was losing myself in the process. So I don't want that to happen to people. And this is not only for women, this is also for men. We have lives, we have lifestyles, we have different ways of doing things, right? But in the end, business is not all about life. All right, life is not all about just doing business and branding. You have other areas also that you need to concentrate on. And that's why one of the key things is build your brand, build your personal brand, because it's all related there.
Yes, super awesome. So, all of you, I would love for all of you to write in the comment section, I love myself. So, these are just short affirmations that we are
Yeah.
dealing with, like, while listening to her. So, my next question to you is, like, you talked about lifestyle. So,
Hmm.
basically, our personal branding is also based on the type of lifestyle that we are living. So, let's say,
Absolutely.
suppose someone wants to improve their lifestyle, or in other terms their brand. Basically it's a lifestyle related question. So how can one do so, like, to upgrade their lifestyle? What are the steps that they need to follow?
When it comes to personal branding,
No, lifestyle, the life that they are living right now.
okay, so when we talk about upgrading a lifestyle, a lot comes down to what your priorities are, right? For some people, priorities are, of course, one of the key priorities today is family. The key priorities is, to be happy in the place where you are, right? So those are few things. So how do you actually go to that level of prioritizing is what matters, right?
Hmm.
Now, many people see everyone has a different version of living a life. Some people want to, live it on their own. Some people want to live it with their parents. Some people want to live it with a big family. Some people want to do it differently. And people have different reasons as to why they want to run their businesses or their brands or whatever that they're doing, right? So what I would say is that when it comes to building a lifestyle, one of the key things is to prioritize, or to think of what are your priorities. What are your top 3 priorities? First, work on that, right? And the second thing I would also like to talk about is that when you're looking at goals, right, in your life, look at every aspect of your life. Don't look at only business goals. Look at your financial goals, look at your personal goals, look at your relationship goals, look at all the different goals, because all of them will together form an and life, right? And when you have an and life, that's when people will start noticing that, okay, there are so many aspects. You're still doing this, you're still doing so well, but at the same time, you're also doing well in your other, parts of your life. So I would say put it all together. Don't just think that, okay, this is my life. I'm going to do business. I'm going to make money and that's it. I'm done and dusted. It doesn't work like that. Because many people today are making money, but they're not happy. Okay. Many people who are happy, okay, they might not be running, sorry, they're not been running, good businesses or maybe profitable businesses or brands. So we need to have a balance there. And how do you have that balance? By prioritizing, by setting goals, by taking it one step at a time, not thinking that that person went there, they have a very good lifestyle, so even I want that. Think for yourself first. That's what matters. Yeah. So I hope that gives some answers over there.
Yes, super. Because the one thing that really hit me was have an and life. Because most
Yes.
of us feel either I can have my career on 10 on 10 level, or I can enjoy my relationships. Either I can have a good health, or I can focus on my
Yeah.
other parts of life. But the one thing that the one moment that you gave to all of us is we can have both at the same time:
Of
relationships,
course.
career,
And see,
every.
and you know what? One more thing, Gargi, I would like to add is that, health is so important today that without
Hmm.
good health, you cannot run anything. Just think about it. Without health, you cannot run, you cannot have healthy relationships. You cannot have a business that, requires your energy. You will not be able to really make friends with people. I mean, it's so, it's so difficult to actually see it all together when your health is not, a priority. So I would actually say that when you're running a business or when you're doing anything, your health should be one of the biggest priorities today when it comes to building your brand or building anything. Like I personally keep 1 hour a day, every day, to work out without fail. Okay, whether it is, of course, I have my days where I'm lowest in my energy, but I can tell you for a fact that this is one of the key things that is making me live and sustain my brand today, my health. Okay, so I want that for everybody over here. Please take care of your health. It's a sincere request. That will definitely elevate your lifestyle.
Yes, I agree with you, because there's a quote also that says if you don't give 1 hour to your body, then your body will snatch away 23 hours from you. So
Oh, yeah,
hats off
that's
to you.
beautiful. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. You said it. You said it.
Super awesome. So now, my last question to you is like any last message that you would like to give to all of us here?
So I would say the last message is there are a lot of last messages, but I will just pick one. But I would just say that, when you are doing something, okay, whether it is, building a brand or say we're building a personal brand or building anything that comes your way, do it with your heart, do it with every single cell in your body. Because when you do that, it becomes your responsibility automatically, number one. And secondly, you will honor your own presence, because the first thing in personal branding is to honor your own presence. I tell this to everybody that, when it comes to personal branding, it's not some kind of task. Okay, this is a till you're at, till your last day on this planet. It is your responsibility. It is something that you grow. It's something that you nurture. It's something that you build. So till every cell in your body doesn't feel your brand, don't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going till you feel that, okay, I am a brand, I am a personal brand, and I'm going to make a difference in people's lives. And one thing I would like to say, I would like to just ask a question to all the people over here. Is your mission more important to make a difference, or your fears more important to live your life? What is more important, your mission or your fears? We all have fears and obstacles. We all have challenges. But does that take away? Many people feel that their fears take over so they can't live their mission. But if your mission is important, you wouldn't worry about the fears and obstacles coming your way. So just think about it when it comes to anything that you do in your life.
Yes,
And that's my
so
one
beautiful.
thing.
So beautifully put, Karthik Gupta dot in mission. Super awesome. So for me also, it's mission obviously. Yes, life coach Archana, your mission is also greater than your problems and your fears. So one last thing before I also conclude and say my love and gratitude to you and others who have joined. So my one of the questions that I have for you is, first, like if someone wants to join you, like how they can do. Of course, the link will be put on my story related to your masterclass, but just can you put a brief of what we do in the masterclass?
Yes. So I run free master classes. So my master class usually has it kind of covers 3 secrets to build your personal brand. And how I actually approach these 3 secrets is also what I use in my designer presence community. So what I do is in my masterclass, I tell them this is what it is and how to go about it. But if you want to be a part of my premium community, I also offer a special rate at the masterclass. For those who stay till the end, they get a special offer to join my community and get access to it. So that's how I work. And of course, in the masterclass, we talk about the need for personal branding. We talk about the 3 secrets. I also do this new, I mean, it's a nice quiz that I do for people to find out their growth score, their brand growth score. So in the masterclass, I make them do that so that they know where they stand and they're aware of the fact that, okay, this is where I stand and this is what I need to work on. So yeah, just join. It's free, and I'll be doing my next one on Saturday coming up. So you can attend. Anyone who's interested can attend it. And yeah, that's about it. That's what I can say.
Wow, super awesome. So the action steps for all of you listening here is, first, follow her on Instagram. Second, either on her bio or today in my story also I will put the masterclass link. Register, because your journey towards freedom, towards greatness will start from here, because it's all about the personal branding. It's all about putting your authenticity into the game. So thank you so much for being here, ma'am, and thank you so much for giving me that permission to host you on the show, because it's such an honor. I still remember the day when I met you on 16th August in Pooja ma'am's paradise.
Oh yeah.
It was superb meeting you, and today the golden nuggets that you shared were also bulb on for all of us.
Thank you so much, Gargi, and you're doing a lovely job by inspiring people. I mean, you are like one of the youngest life coaches I've seen, and it's really, really, really nice to see how far you've come and how well you're doing for people. I mean, you're inspiring people who are double your age, which is so beautiful. And people are just coming back to you and they're learning from you, which is also such an amazing thing to see from someone like you. Keep inspiring people, keep taking things to the next level. Please inspire people of your age as well, because a lot of people need to actually live better lifestyles, and the best way to do that is to learn when you are still really young. Okay, so yes, more power to you, Gargi. Really love your work and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much for having me on this.
Thank you so much for coming, and to all of you who were being with us till here. I salute you. Hats off to all of you, because you are not only here for us but also for your own self development, for your own growth. So thank you so much, and see you tomorrow with our next guest, Malika. So thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.